What's up folks, it's Fozzy here, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having an absolutely fantastic day. Today is Monday, which means we have another custom tactics video for you on FIFA 22. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 4-2-3-1, which is one of the most generic formations that exists in FIFA, but throughout the year it always has its peaks in regards to how good it is for the meta. And I think right now, with how the game's played, the fullback involvement, like the link-up play with passing, it's a very valid formation. I used it this past weekend. I got 14 and 5 in my FUT Champions finals, got Neuer and Kimmich from the red pick, so you know, that was a bit of a dub. This is the team we used, so essentially the entire weekend. I did initially have Ainsley Maitland-Niles playing instead of McKennie. I made the switch maybe 6 games into the Champions finals, and I think McKennie was a much better option in that role, and we'll discuss the personnel when we get to that stage. But if you guys do enjoy the video, please do leave a thumbs up on it. It's greatly appreciated. It helps me know you're enjoying the content, helps out the algorithm, so it's a win-win. If you're new around here, we've just hit over 950 subs. We're making the push to 1,000, so if you could help me on that goal, that would be greatly appreciated. It helps me be able to apply for the YouTube partner program, and that was our first big milestone we set with the channel, so all help supporting that is fantastic. And without any further ado, let's just jump into the video. So you can see the team here, nothing over the top. We are on 2 centre backs at centre back, none of this full back, a centre back system for the 4 at the back. 2 normal full backs. We've got 2 traditional DMs in Tonali, or box to boxes, Tonali and McKennie, and then we have 4 attacking players in Bernardo, Werner, Jota and Raspadori, and we'll run through how they're set up now when we look at the tactics. So I had it set to my ultra attacking setting. Just a quick sort of insight for you, for those people who maybe don't know. It doesn't matter if you have this set to ultra defensive, defensive attacking, and ultra attacking. Essentially see this as being option 1, 2, 3 and 4. You can have your most attacking system on ultra defensive, it doesn't make a difference. So you can put it on any slot, and that's why I recommend you set up as many different tactics as you need. We had a press after possession all set up for the 4-2-3-1. We were running on a 44 width and then a 73 depth. They were a little bit oddly specific. That was just testing things back and forth. This is what I landed on. I quite like having over the 70 depth. I think once you exceed 75 and your 80 point though, it becomes a little bit too risky, especially if you're getting your fullbacks forward, and we'll be able to showcase some of that in the gameplay. 44 width, which is a very nice like middle point for it. It's a system where you don't technically have any wide men. You've got a left attacking mid and a right attacking mid, and then obviously fullback. So having that bit of width and making sure the team isn't too compact is great both in offensive and defense. You can see the width of the offense is a bit higher at 50. That was really to try and get the fullbacks involved a bit more, and then have the right attacking mid and left attacking mid spread out from the centre of the pitch a little bit. We're on a fast build up and forward rounds with 4 players in the box, 1 corners and 1 free kicks. Pretty standard there. I would like to point out, it's always the same with the press after possession loss and fast build up. If you're newer to the game, or you're still like getting better and making improvements to the game, you might find this combination is a little bit tricky. Maybe you're left in 2-on-2 situations, maybe you give the ball away a little bit. The alternatives there are 2 things. You can either change this to balanced and just you won't have a high press, which I like to do. I think it's one of the best ways to play in FIFA this year. That will help you with not having players to get dragged out of position when you lose the ball. Or what you can do is change your offensive to something like balanced and direct passing. But if you feel confident in the game, I would run this. I think it's the best setup you can have. Lineup wise, as I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. The back 4 stays the same. Tonali's there as our core defensive midfielder because he's got the medium attack and high defensive work rates. McKennie is our box to box. I believe he's high work rates, and Maitland-Niles was medium, but that's kind of what you want in this system. You want a defensive midfielder that can pass and shoot in Tonali, and then you want a really good box to box player that can finish off chances for you. I'll say the attacking third was a little bit different for me. Had Jota playing left attacking mid, Werner at right attacking mid, Bernardo Silva at cam, and Raspadori up front. I will say Bernardo Silva scored some fantastic goals for me. He's one of the best cards I've used this year. He would be much better suited to like a 3-man midfield, where he is just, he's actually a centre mid, but he's like on get forward and getting involved. I think for a cam, he sometimes lacked the pace that a little bit, because we're at that stage of the year where the pace is vital. You need as close to 99s as possible for attackers. But outside of that, fantastic card, and I think overall this personnel is quite a good example. You want your pacey guys out wide, and I would say what I'd probably do here is drop Raspadori into the cam slot, and then maybe use someone like Tammy Abraham, or just a Weghorst, like a big beefy striker up top if you can, like someone who's still agile but has a bit of presence and then has a cam in behind him. Instructions wise, we kept the goalkeeper on balance. I was testing out this team the season also because people said he was one of the best goalkeepers in the game. He made some nut saves, but not quite as many nut saves as De Gea made against me. The centre backs are also on the default, nothing to change. The full backs are on join the attack on the left side and step up, and the same on the right side. So we're not changing the run type to overlap or invert it, that's mixed. But we are going to have these guys stepping up into positions and putting that press on. I find that because you've got a left attacking mid and a right attacking mid instead of right mid and left mid, there's a lot of space for your fullbacks to step up into and press. And we have a press after possession loss on, so this helps greatly with that. And then they're going to continue the attack if you have the ball from that position. Onto the defensive midfielder side of things. Tonali is the core DM, as I was saying, so he's cover center, man mark, and stay back while attacking. No drop between defenders or anything because the fullbacks are going to be getting forward as they are. Tonali's basically just going to guard in front of Chiellini and Diaz. Sometimes he might get forward a little bit if I naturally pull him forward, or maybe it's just how the flow of the game is. And then in most cases, like some McKennie will cover for him, but that's ultimately one there. And then McKennie beside him is just on cut passing lanes. So I was saying, this guy here, is your right defensive mid, is very much a box-to-box player. You don't want to put them get forward and then be dragging them out of position all the time, but you want them just on cut passing lanes and they'll naturally get forward, so the high work rates can work really well. Also, Calgary, I subbed him on in this position. He's obviously medium attack and high defensive, I believe, but he was great here as well. To give you guys some ideas, the central cam position, which is kind of the foundations of the attacking core here, as you could expect, he's at the center of the build-up. He's going to stay forward, get into the box for cross, which is normal, and then obviously my favourite here at the minute is aggressive interceptions. Not as common, but I find, at least for the central guy in this system, it works really well. If you put all three, both your right and attacking mid and your left attacking mid on this as well, it gets a bit chaotic and the stamina drains, so I only have Bernardo Silva set to it. On the right hand side of things, it's just get into the box for Werner, so my right attacking mid. My left attacking mid is the same, just get into the box on Jota. This is pretty common. Some people will put on, like, come back on defense on this, but I feel it wasn't needed. I liked having them sort of in that natural attacking position and not necessarily always tracking back for me. However, I must say, with Jota being the high work rates, and then Werner in general seems to be very good at defensive. I don't know what it is in the game, but I always find, regardless of the formation where he plays, Werner tracks back well. So that worked fantastically for me. And then finally, the striker is going to be stay central, stay forward, and get in behind. Pretty common for me here. This is a combo I love to run on the strikers. As I say, having a bit of a bigger striker here would have been great, because then maybe I could have like played it up to them, had a bit of build-up play, and then got people involved. But Raspadori was still fantastic. I think he is perfect as like a centre forward, cam, or secondary striker, or even out wide. But that's the tactics side of things, so let's jump into some gameplay for you guys. The first game we have here is a 3-1 reg quit. I think it was a pretty good game overall. It was obviously show the goal we conceded, because I think that was a bit of it shows the issue you can have with the two centre backs, and then there were 3 great goals scored. So this is the goal you conceded first in the game. I can't remember exactly how it came about. I think it's essentially okay. So obviously I had the ball and I've lost it, and this guy's built up. I think he looks to be playing like a 4-3-3 here, or possibly a 4-2-4, and Henry's been in the build up. But because my fullbacks have been on step up and get forward, you can see here, I'm not quite sure. I think Spinazzola is actually here tracking back at this point, and this is probably Bernardo Silva. But Trent's here on the right hand side. But you can see straight away, it's kind of a 4-on-3 here, but his wide men are definitely on the run and breaking through. I pulled Trent too much there with Henry, and then the defense splits wide open, and get a little bit lucky with the bouncer, and he scores from it. But I think it's great to show this first, because this is a common thing you'll get with the system. If you drag a player out like I did with Trent, you'll get punished with it. That's kind of how it is with having a 2 centre back system, and with attacking fullbacks, and not having both DMs on stay back, for example. Just a risk to be aware of. This is the first goal though, so we pick it up, and you can sort of get an idea for the team shape here. You've got Niles and Tonali playing beside each other. You can see Werner's dropped back a little bit, so he's not going to come back on defence, neither is Jota, but they do still come deep enough. And then we've got Silva and Raspadori at the very top there, as you can probably see there at the bottom of the screen. And this is how we build up. We go to Bernardo Silva straight away, and I am very much in like a 2-on-4 there, but it's just a big looping ball into Raspadori, who's got nuts pace, and I just sort of hit the near post power for that one to get the goal. Managed to capitalize straight away here, winning the ball back basically after kickoff. You can see the involvement here. So this is Spinazzola getting forward at the bottom of the screen, just above the 30 arrow. We also have Trent getting forward, and you can see where Werner's positioned, and Jota obviously my left and right attacking midfielders. We play the ball into Spinazzola. I've got Werner on to get into the box, obviously. I tried to cut it back, didn't quite work. Managed to win the ball back to Werner. and just a really nice turn and shoot. It's one of the reasons why I think he's only 200k now, but the card for Werner, the finishing has always been so good. I got him untradeable when the promo was out. One of the best strikers in the game for me overall. This is a nice little example of the build up. This is the third goal before we got the red goal. So he had a free kick. So this is a really core. He's in a full defensive setup, and we're going to build up. I've played the ball out. That was meant to go to Trent. Luckily, Werner managed to get it, but Trent continues his run here. He's getting forward. I managed to clip it into Bernardo Silva, who on that left foot just taps it in for the finish, and we get the rage quit. This game was a 6-3 win overall. I think it's the first half where we had the best bits of gameplay, so I'm going to showcase that for you guys so you can get a bit more of an idea for the formation. And depending on how much we show, this might be the last game we have to show, or if not, I've got a couple more we can look into. As you can see here, we're defending. Managed to pull out with Diaz, with Chiellini covered. I actually realized this is when I still had Del Piero playing. I'm not sure who it was instead of. But you can see Tonali's getting forward here with the ball. Maitland-Niles is continuing his run. Jota's there. I tap it into Del Piero, who's in the cam spot. It's just an idea of how fluid the build-up can be. And obviously, I say you don't want your secondary midfielder to be on stay back. You want them to get involved like Maitland-Niles could. And then you want Tonali, obviously, as I said, he can get forward when he wants, actually being a defensive midfielder. This goal was kind of poor defending for me, but I find this a lot with two centre-back systems. Obviously, our full-backs are covering wide things. I've sort of dragged forward a little bit here. But all he does is send Mbappe on the run. And Maitland-Niles is cutting past lanes, but he's not going to track it. The AI tries to track it with there, and then Mbappe gets the finish off. I find you don't have those issues with a 3 centre-back system. So maybe if you do get punished a lot by that, that's something to be aware of. And I think I just go on and score with Raspadori here. Yeah, really nice chip, kick-off goal. But that's just an idea of the defensive areas. Again, very similar to the first game we showed you. It's very much, it depends how you defend with 2 centre-backs. I like having 3 centre-backs. With attacking wing backs, and then I can make maybe a little bit careless with the 2 centre back system sometimes. So this is a really nice goal from Del Piero here. We hit the cross in, falls to Silva at the edge of the box, get it down to Del P. Nice little touch, just nice dribbling outside of the foot shot into the top bins. He's on the bench for me again now, but I think his SBC is still available. If you're looking for an icon to link things together and you're going to use him as a cam, which you need to do, you can't use him as a wide player. He is definitely a good option. Here, I've won the ball with Diaz. As you can see, I've pulled him out. In this case, Tonali's kind of covered that space. Obviously, we're staying back, and we counter attack and we score a goal here. Raspadori, nice dribble, and Del P making the run, as you can see, against Team of the Season Toledo. This is where Del P sort of loses a little bit of pace, but his passing makes up for it. Really nice ball in, and then Bernardo rifles it in on his weak foot. But just really fluid build-up play is what you'll get with this formation. Here's another example. We've won the ball back with Chiellini, and this is how the team builds up. Silva, for me, at this point, was playing as a wide. He's a left attacking midfielder. Jota was a right attacking midfielder. You can see straight away, we got onto the 4-on-2. Ball didn't quite bounce. Maitland-Niles picks it up and sort of recycles. We've got full-backs getting involved here with Roberto Carlos on the left side. Trent there. Jota gets it across. Then I got a little bit lucky to control the ball there, but again, great finish, and it gives you an idea of the build-up we have. This was a really well-worked goal by him. As you see, I wanted to see how I can get it. So if I've lost the ball here, and you can see straight away, he's on a 2-on-4 here. So it's not guard, maybe a 3-on-5. He's going to get Anthony on the run. He does a lot of good link-up play between the two. I'm losing a bit with the defenders at this point. I thought I should have won the ball back there. He gets into Anthony. Plays it across to Puskas, plays it to Mbappe, nice turn, and then just sort of dribbles it into the box. That's a common goal to concede, not so much about the formation. Okay guys, I feel like those 2 games there showed enough of the formation to give you guys a really good idea of it, so I'm going to leave it there for the gameplay side of things. Let me know in the comments down below if you feel that's the right amount of gameplay, or if you want to see more in the future. Obviously that feedback's great, and then I can always record plenty of gameplay, but it's getting like the high quality stuff to really showcase what I mean with what I'm discussing in the formation. So just let me know in the comments down below what you think of the discussion to gameplay ratio, and I can adjust that accordingly. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like rating on it. Greatly appreciate it. Helps the algorithm, as I said, and all that good stuff. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button, making the push for 1,000 subs. And if you use this formation, let me know how you get on in the comments down below. That's always good for the feedback to see if it helped you get extra wins, helped you climb divisions, which is quite often the case. But let me know, and I'll keep it in mind for the next time we come around to the next video, which will be next Monday. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a fantastic one. Hopefully this formation gets you some extra wins during Team of the Season. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.